welcome to the Hibblejaybob channel news for the merry month of January. And I'm trying to record with my dog in the room, so I'm getting some serious judgment and I've only just started. Hello Alfie! Hello! He always finds a way into my videos somewhere or another. So officially it's Happy New Year from me, and I'm going to start, oh he's getting up. I'm going to start with possibly some disappointing news. It's a good thing, it's a good thing. But so today is Thursday, this is when Hibblejaybob monthly news go out. I'm going to do my GTA video on Friday, emergency services in Scotland on Saturday. I'm going to do a special episode of missionchief.com on the Sunday, and then I'm taking a holiday from YouTube for a week. So the reason for it, if you watch my New Year's Day special, you'll probably have a little bit of a hint about what's coming here. But I've basically decided I'm moving into a new job starting in February, and it's going to allow me to have a lot more time to work on my YouTube channel. So what I'm doing, if Alfie will stop scratching at my door, basically I'm going to take a development break for 1 week. So looking at the calendar, basically I'm going to go on break on Monday the 9th, so there'll be no video then, and then I'm going to come back on Tuesday the 17th of January. And basically what this is, as part of going to have more time to do videos and things, do you want to at least make an appearance, Alfie? No? Okay. As well as having more time, I've taken the decision that I'm going to reinvest a little bit in better recording equipment. Basically because the two things that come up time and time again about my recordings are poor video performance, so like videos with low frame rates, and also echoing. So basically my problem, I always wear my headsets when I'm recording, but if I have the sound coming through the headset, then what happens is I can't actually hear how loud I'm talking, and then you get like ridiculously inconsistent volumes from me, which is a bit of a problem. I just end up like shouting down the microphone, which I suppose happens anyway, ha ha ha, but anyway. Yeah, I end up shouting down it and then getting quite self-conscious and then going too quiet, and yeah, it's just a pain. So what I do is I speak through the microphone that's on the headset, and I have the sound coming through the speakers. That in turn creates quite a lot of spill, which is where, you know, is unwanted audio contamination. So one of the things I've got coming, basically I'm addressing those two issues. I've got a new expensive fancy microphone coming, which should allow me to cut out things from other unwanted directions, and it will also allow me to basically try and manage noise distortion at higher volumes, which sometimes happens. Sometimes it happens when I'm surprised, sometimes it happens in my police videos where I'm role-playing as a police officer with a pew-pew taser type thing. Woo! So the other thing that's coming, if I move this so you can kind of somewhat see the innards of my computer in there, I have a new graphics card coming in that should allow me hopefully to record videos in full resolution. So yeah, because at the moment I kind of only record, depending on the series, in about it's only about kind of 75% of the actual screen ratio of my computer, because of how much I need to downsize in order to keep encoding going. The problem isn't my processor, the processor is fine. The problem is the graphics card. It's not a bad graphics card, it's just got a little bit too old. So I'm going to be upgrading that to a fancy, nice new one with liquid cooling, so that should hopefully help this. I mean, this one's got custom liquid cooling on it too, but it's not quite had the effect that I've wanted it to. So that's going to happen in the future, so woohoo! So basically what this development break is, it's going to be a chance for me to get these components arrived, installed. I'm going to need a few days to get the settings quite right on it, because there's no point in me saying I'm going to start recording all of my videos and then, oh shit, the audio is screwed up, because I've learned my lesson from that in this channel before, and I'm better than that now. So that is, that's not going to happen. What? So the other thing, we've started getting quite a lot of comments once again asking about my screen resolution, because on YouTube the videos are being shown with black bars. Here, admittedly, this one won't, because it's going to be in a normal resolution. So basically I got a new monitor. It is an ultra widescreen monitor, which, to avoid issues, I record video, I play games in the base resolution of the monitor, so as not to have any issues, and I record at a slightly lower resolution than that. I paid quite a lot for this monitor, so I'm not going to be changing it that soon, because monitors are, you know, they're not the cheapest thing, and it's not broken, so I'm not replacing what isn't broken. However, I understand the black bars are a wee bit of an issue. So what I've been doing, and I've been posting this, the links to it are in every single video, is something that's basically called Hibblejaybob TV, and all it is it's a page on my website, my new website, I'll get to that in a minute, which has a video box where you can watch the last 100 videos of from my YouTube channel, and you can resize it to whatever you want, and it should fit in with that. What you may need to do is you may need to use your mouse and hold down control and use the scroll wheel to zoom in and out to get it in the right size, and then after that you can resize the window and move it around the place. And so it's been set up so that in your, hopefully, resolutions, it will be able to show you the video without black bars, or if you have to reduce it enough, you'll still have black bars, but it'll be a lot nicer resolution than what would be offered on YouTube.com. So it's still a YouTube video, I'm just using a YouTube plugin on my website in a different way to hopefully provide a better viewing experience. So if you are getting bothered by the black bars, then please check out that option, that might help you. I've been testing it on my monitor, so I have two monitors. I have my main monitor, which is over here, which is the ultra widescreen one, and then over here I have a smaller monitor, which is a kind of normal resolution, and I've tested it. It all seems to be working fine for me. The few people who have asked to test out the Hibblejaybob TV have been okay once you use the scroll wheel to get it into the right size. So it's not perfect, but for now it's a good enough workaround to do that. So yes, this neatly brings me on to the other part of the development break, which will, for those, I mean, if you do check out my website fairly regularly, you'll probably notice that the hibblejaybob.co has changed substantially from what it was a couple of months ago, and that's because I'm now with a new website provider. So I was with a website building package. I was with the GoDaddy program, and I'm still with GoDaddy, but I'm now going through WordPress. So it's a completely different way of building up your website, and it'll hopefully be much more suited towards my needs, which is what I am hopefully looking to get done here. So the other part of the development break is so I can finish the website page and get it out there with all of the stuff that was on it before. So my reviews, my photographs, videos and things. I was going to say my articles. Now, it's going to be a lot of work to put over the articles. It's basically the news page, and I won't be doing a news page for this month because normally there's a list of other videos. What I'll do is when I launch the website formally, I will be doing the article then on the new website, so you can stay tuned for that. But it's going to be a lot of work, so I don't know if I'm going to port over the ones from previous, you know, months. I don't know, it might happen, it might not, I'm still not decided about that. Anyway, so when that comes up, it's hopefully going to be a much better interface. it'll allow me to much more easily than I could in the old website show off the kind of extra tidbits and stuff to do with On Patrol with the LCMP and upcoming GTA series, and it'll also allow me to kind of show off my photography better, and it'll just be easier. You know, it'll just be easier for dealing with everything on the website. So I'm quite excited about that going up. And the other reason that you should be excited about the website is it's going to have a shop. It's going to have a working shop. At the moment, I'm just waiting on the license coming through so that I can start doing the clothing lines of it, which is going to be t-shirts and hoodies. I don't know why I'm doing this. This isn't a Hibblejaybob t-shirt. My Hibblejaybob hoodies over there. And they're all going to be available on the website once I have the license to start doing so. So when I officially open the website, you'll be free to buy Hibblejaybob merchandise in your own time, which will hopefully be cool. The good things about it, they're not going to be the cheapest things in the world. What I've basically done is I've looked at the standard pricing for merchandise and stuff from other big YouTubers, and I've basically set my prices at about 75% of that. The reason being is the branding is supposed to be a little bit of it's supposed to be a revenue stream to help me in my channel. So I sincerely hope that you find the prices agreeable, and yeah, that you're willing to kind of help me in my channel development and buy some cool Hibblejaybob merch. Maybe I'll see you like down the street one day and be, hey! Okay, so the other thing, when we come back, there's going to be a few changes coming up. So the biggest change is basically going to be to the schedule. So I've been discussing for a while that I am wanting to kind of expand what I'm doing a little bit more, because I'm doing a bit much of the Emergency 4 series for my liking. I know it's very popular with you guys, and I still do enjoy playing it, but there is other stuff that I want to be doing now. So it's still a work in progress, but how I'm thinking the schedule is going to shape up now is Monday is still going to be 2 slots, and basically it's 2 slots on every Monday for a month, so that's basically 8 slots, and they're all going to be different videos. So this has kind of been an unarranged day. I'm actually going to make that a little bit more formatted, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to have series that are once a month as opposed to once a week, and I'm going to run 8 series on that Monday, and they'll all to be confirmed. Tuesday you are going to lose Emergency 4. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fill that with emergency simulator type stuff. So Knockoff 112, that is going to be Tuesday's day. GTA 4 with the emergency and rescue mods, that's going to be on Tuesday. And Emerge NYC, when it comes out, is also going to be on Tuesday. As for the 2 things that were on it, Emergency 4 with the London mod and Emergency 4 with different mods, Emergency 4 with different mods every day, well, every week, is going to move on to a once a month series, and Emergency 4 with the London mod is going to move to Wednesday. So Wednesday is going to be your Emergency 4 day. There's going to be 3 Emergency 4 videos: Emergency 4 London, Emergency 4 Kent, and Emergency 4 Bieberfeld, which are my favourite ones. So that's mostly staying the same with the inclusion of the London mod. Thursday is still going to be a relatively open day, so it's the news whenever it's available, and the driving standards and driving experience videos. At the moment I don't actually have any driving experience videos lined up, but that's fine, because I'm going to basically be doing a lot more news videos. So I think basically, now that I've got the time to put into my YouTube channel, I'm wanting to become a little bit more talkative in these kind of videos, and kind of basically give you a better picture of what's going on. So basically Thursdays are going to be less about driving with the occasional news video, and be roughly a 50-50 split. So you're going to have some driving and some news videos, updates on game development, which is going to restart in earnest in around March. And basically I'm taking a break from it to get everything set up with the computer in January, and then in February it's going to help me start on my new job, and in March, once I'm settled in, it's just going to be guns blazing with the game development. So you'll get that on Thursdays. That's Thursday. Friday is going to be GTA policing stuff. So you're going to have one on patrol with the LCMP, and you're going to have on patrol with one of the Grand Theft Auto 5 police forces, of which there are several. And it's still, like I say, it's still in the process of building up. But ahead of that series starting, if you want to find out more about the police services of mine that are in Grand Theft Auto 5, you can check them out on my website, which is in the description below. Yeah, and then Saturday and Sunday are going to remain the same. So it's going to be emergency services in Scotland on Saturday, and Sunday is Sim Day Sunday, which is basically going to be a different series, and I want to structure that a little bit better, just so that I'm, because it's been a wee bit of a mishmash. Yeah, it's been a wee bit of a mishmash, to be honest. So yeah, I need to work on structuring that a little bit better. All these updates and more are going to be available on the website when it's up and running. But I'll do another news video when the website is published, which you can check out for your own viewing pleasure. So the last thing that we will do is we'll talk about channel successes. So for the month of December, let's see what the video of the, well, let's see what the channel was like for a start. We dropped, yeah, we lost quite a bit. It's been a very poor month for December. So view time was down 20%, views were down 5%, subscribers were down 25%, but likes, comments and shares were up by quite a substantial number. So some good, some bad. We'll get there. I mean, December, like winter time, is a slow time for YouTubers. It'll pick up again in the new year, particularly with the fact that I'm hammering at home so much. So in December, the video of the month for views, with 1,300 views in the space of a month, was the centenary special of emergency services in Scotland, which hit 100 episodes on that month, and it's been proving quite popular, which is great. It's I think it's my first ever nearly all 4K video. There's a couple of videos that snuck in that were under 4, that were 1920 resolution. But yeah, so that's been doing very, very well. And for likes, the video of the month, if my painful internet would stop doing it, it's the same one! The 100 episode special of emergency services in Scotland, and took the top point with 25 likes. Woohoo! So yeah, I think that's probably the first time in a little while that a video's taken the same, like the top point in 2 different times. Anyway, now gonna have a look at the year 2016. So let's have a look at that. So 2016 was effectively a phenomenal year for me. I gained 1,111 subscribers, which is up. Well, I think I went into 2015 with about 40 subscribers, and I went into 2016 with just under 400. So that's a big rise, which is great. Watch time in minutes was 1,450,180 minutes, which corresponds to 2 years and 276 days worth of my videos being viewed, and that is up 350% on the 2014 to 2015 period. So woohoo! Views were at 340,000, which is up 150%, which is pretty cool. And well, let's see what else. Likes, there was nearly 5,000 likes, which was pretty good. And in terms of individual videos, this isn't all that much of a surprise for me, but IL2, my cup installation tutorial, has been the most viewed video of mine with 12,000 views. Which is kind of funny that it's not part of a series or anything. It was just something I put out there on request, actually. And I've had to request it on another thing now that they've changed the way that it's done. But anyway, yeah, so that's the most popular video for 2016 in terms of views. And we'll just find out what the most liked is. The most liked is the same one with a whopping 133 likes. Yeah, is the IL2 tutorial mod. So yes, it's been a very successful year for me, and I'm hoping to start expanding myself quite a lot, because basically if I look back in the year, there's kind of, we get to like April time, and then there's this huge surge in people watching my content, and it just slowly kind of drifts down. So what I'm hoping to do for next year is to really pick up the amount of people that are watching my content. And if you want to help me with my expansion, there are two things that you can do. You can always like and share my videos, get them to as many people as possible. Remember that you might watch my channel for one particular series, but actually I do many series across many different kind of genres. I do the emergency stuff, I do the real world driving stuff, first person shooters, space simulators, the list goes on. There is a whole heap of stuff I do, so feel free to recommend videos perhaps that you don't watch to somebody that might actually watch them. That would be an immense help to me, and it would help my channel grow immensely. The other thing that you can do is check out some of the Hibblejaybob merchandise once it is published. Again, it is a revenue stream for me, and what it helps do is basically keep the channel going. So it's it can be quite expensive at times. Like this month, I've had to pay about £30 in internet charges because I've had to upload videos last minute using ultra fast internet type thing, which is expensive. So it basically helps with that. It helps get videos to you on time. It helps allow me to get like new components so I can bring you always the most high quality content that I can, and new games so that I'm bringing you just new content in general. So if that is something that interests you helping out, then feel free to check out some of the Hibblejaybob merchandise in the store. And I think that's everything. So like I say, I know some people will be a wee bit disappointed that I'm taking a week's break, but in the long run I think it's going to be a good thing, because it lets me bring much higher content, quality content to you, which I hope that you would appreciate. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching the Hibblejaybob monthly news for December into January, and for the news for 2016. Thank you very much for sticking with my channel throughout this this early development from it. And seeing as he fell asleep, what we'll do is we'll bring this down, have a little cameo with the wolf. Alfie, look at the Beeble, look at the Beeble. Well, I think, yeah, I don't really know what he's doing, but anyway, thank you very much for watching this episode, and I hope you are looking forward to when I come back from my holiday from YouTube. So thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Bye.